For the cross choke from closed guard, once again, I have a grip on the collar here. This is actually going to be my wedge. So because the function of the wedge is to take all the tension out of the system, I'm going to take my time. And I'm going to inch until I can feel the label. And now there is a lot of tension in the system. You can see like the tension across my knuckles. If Shivang is pulling away from me, which he will be pulling away from me, my leg's job is to keep him down. And with my legs, when I'm playing this type of high guard, it's a lot harder for him to flee. And that's going to give me time to set this wedge. If he fights this, I really don't care, because that's just going to make him more tired. So now I have this wedge set nice and deep. Now it's time to set the other grip. By the way, before we go on, I will say, if I get this far, what is Shivang's defense? If he connects his hand to this elbow and pushes, that's not the same, because he managed to take the tension out of the system, and you can see he actually disconnected the wedge. Yeah. So there's space here, okay? So Shivang has a really easy defense, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not crazy about this strangle in this context, is because someone good will shut it down immediately just by taking away your wedge. So if I'm setting it, I'm setting it. Shivang doesn't like that, and he blocks. I'm not going to keep going. I'm going to move on to something else because this is too strong. But if he doesn't know to do that, I'm going to reach over. Notice this. Another subtlety of closed guard is changing your hip direction. To change my hip direction, to reach over, I'm going to turn my toes in this direction and escape my hip slightly. Now, you can see there's this space here where I'm going to sink in my thumb grip. And then to bring my elbow to the other side, I'm going to switch the direction of my toes. And now you can see where I am. You can see that my forearm is on top of his jaw. To adjust this, I want to connect my forearm to his neck, not his jaw. So to make the adjustment, I'm going to pull him forward using my legs. Now, I have a fulcrum, I have a beam, I have a wedge. By moving my elbow to his shoulder, I will get the finish. So once again, this is actually a good setup. So I'm going to break his initial posture and pull him down with my legs. I'm going to set my wedge grip as deeply as I can. Now I want to make a grip on the other side, but I need to get on my side. So I'm going to press down with my heels, turn my toes. Now I'm going to get this inside grip on his thumb, with my thumb in his collar. Now to bring my elbow to the other side, I'm going to turn my toes the other way. And you can see that this isn't quite right because I'm on his face. So to pull him into the right position, I'm going to use my legs. And now it's tight. So now if I bring this elbow to his shoulder, almost imperceptible range of motion will get the tap. So that is a pretty simple way to finish the collar choke from closed guard, but I'll quickly point out that what I'm not doing, I'm not trying to pull him I'm not doing this. A lot of people will cue this motor pattern. And you can finish people this way, but not good people. No one good is ever going to tap to that because it just hurts. I'm basically like pulling against his collar in opposite directions, which is not going to produce the same level of discomfort. So it's the difference between this, where I'm using leverage to compress his neck, versus this, where I'm essentially pulling against myself in opposite directions with my hands connected by the collar.